Hi, I'm Julie Hardy.
And I'm Macy Robinson.
And you're watching
Wolfpack News. It is Thursday, October 11th.
Stay tuned to hear our research section on the Presidential Alert.
And to see pictures from last week's homecoming. Last week at the homecoming parade, we saw a lot of wonderful floats.
In third place was the freshman class.
In second place, the senior class.
And in first place, the junior class. Congratulations.
This week we interviewed Katie Hughley, the educational director at the Grammy Museum. All right, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Katie Hughley. I'm the education coordinator with Grammy Museum, Mississippi.
Could you please explain what the Grammy Museum is for those that don't know?
So the Grammy Museum is very special. It's one of two museums in the entire world. One is in Los Angeles, California, and the other one is right here in Cleveland, Mississippi. And we are a music museum that honors the accomplishments of musicians from all genres throughout history.
And you have a new exhibit, don't you?
We do. We have a very brand new exhibit. It opened this past Friday, October the 5th. It's called And the Grammy Goes To... So it encourages people from all ages from the very beginning of the Grammys, which started in 1959, to come check it out and see some of the performance outfits, the way the Grammys are made, the history behind the name itself, and you can even watch the entire Grammy performance from this past year.
And what are some ways that students can become involved with the Grammy Museum?
So Grammy Museum has tons of different programming. We have obviously education programs throughout the day where schools can come and you can meet artists throughout the industry. You can also learn some behind the scenes tips. We have family days, which are on Saturdays, usually around once a month, that encourages families to come where it's either free or half price admission. We also have a new Front Porch Music series, which is open October and November every other Thursday, and just invite some local bands as well as some top names to come in and play. There's also a special opportunity for high school students here in Cleveland. We have something called the Youth Leadership Council. It is sponsored by Rotary Club here in Cleveland, and what they do, it's made up of 10th, 11th, and 12th graders who want to have a voice in this community and help the Grammy Museum better serve this community.
How can people start to apply for that?
So applications are closed for this year, sadly, but we will open applications again this coming fall in August, so you can simply go online. We'll make sure that our current members are posting flyers and things around school. You can go online and print it off, or you can see your counselor and they'll have a paper copy for you guys.
All right, Katie, thank you.
No problem, thank you.
And now over to Brandon and Logan for sports.
Thank you, Mason and Julie. For this week's edition of Wolfpack Sports, our volleyball, softball, and cross-country teams all had victories over this past week. Our football team, however, fought hard against Vicksburg, but still lost 34-21. But during the game, there were many highlight plays, which include number 1, Lyric Grazan, scoring 2 touchdowns, one of which he ran back from kickoff. Number 2, Rodarius Douglas scoring a touchdown, and number 6, Jacaris Williams making an interception, getting us a first down. For the cross-country team, they raced at Kirk Academy and all ended up placing first. The top 7 runners were Coleman Schwartzberger, Logan Korb, Jamar Griffin, Antoine Williams, Kavar Havard, Patrick Davis, and John Thompson. This Saturday, they have a race at Madison Middle School.
For volleyball, they won all their games, defeating Louisville twice, Greenwood, and Clarksdale, making their district record 10-0. For softball, they won against Jim Hill 15-0 and 16-0, but sadly, they lost against Tupelo in the second round, ending their season, and we want to congratulate them for having a great year. That's it for this week's edition of Wolfpack Sports.
As you probably know, last week was Spirit Week. Here are some photos from the week.
This week on the Weekly How, we interview Ms. Williams for Interact.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kimberly Kingan, and I'm Vice President of Interact Club.
All right, what is Interact Club?
Interact Club is essentially a volunteer club here in Cleveland Central High School.
And what does the Interact Club do?
Like I said, we're a volunteer club, so we do volunteer work. We work with the Rotary Club here in Cleveland, and they essentially help us with our school projects, like our drives or our cleanup days or something like that. Yeah.
And do you have any upcoming projects coming up?
We have the pancake breakfast thing coming up. It's Oktoberfest from 6:30 to about maybe a little bit after 8, 9. If you're interested in doing that, we have a sign-up sheet in front of Miss Williams' door.
All right, and how do people get involved with Interact Club?
Anyone could be involved in Interact Club. You just have to show up to the meetings and sign in. You're in. You could join us next Wednesday, October 17th, in Miss Williams' room down in the upper campus, 7:30. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations to our Students of the Week.
9th grade, Aaron Pitts and Cedric Johnson.
10th grade, Lanisha Jackson and Larry Neal.
11th grade, Desiree Davis and Montarius McCoy.
12th grade, Nikayla Leggett and Frederick Cleveland.
All right, if you would introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sonia Lee. I'm the Spanish teacher, one of the Spanish teachers at Cleveland Central High School.
All right, how long have you been in the district?
I've worked for the Cleveland School District for 10 years now.
What is the favorite part of your job?
I love interacting with the students and getting them to love the Spanish language.
What is the most challenging part of your job?
Getting students to understand that they can learn the second language when they're intimidated by it.
What are some things you like to do outside of school?
Well, I will say that one of my students introduced me to Netflix, and it gets me in a lot of trouble. I sit and binge watch many shows, and I also like to write stories myself.
All right, and if you could tell the student body one thing, what was it you would like to tell them?
Times may get hard, things may get challenging, but I think that all students are up to the challenge if they're willing to put forth the effort.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, if you would introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Christy Gonzalez. I'm the Spanish teacher here at CCHS. I teach Spanish 1, 2, and 3.
How long have you been working in the district?
I've been in the Cleveland School District 8 years now.
All right, what is the best part of your job?
Getting to plan and work with the students on projects and activities.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
Getting the students to cooperate and participate in the events and activities.
All right, what are some things you do outside of school?
I have 4 children, so I usually stay busy going to their activities and games and watching them.
And if you could say one thing to the student body, what would it be?
To get involved, make CCHS the best, and participate in as much as you can, because once these years are gone, then they're gone. So do as much as you can while you're in high school and be as active, because you'll regret it once you get older if you don't participate now.
All right, thank you.
The presidential alert is similar to the state level system that let police and local authorities send out amber alerts, and where one of the biggest difference is its scale. Wednesday's nationwide system was designed to blast a message to all 225 million smartphones in the United States and reach about 75% of the population.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency and experts say the presidential alert will not be Trump's personal megaphone to America. Instead, they argue it's necessary 21st century update to emergency alert system that has for decades allowed the president to authorities broadcast on every television and radio in the country in the event of a national emergency. The clear difference between a wireless emergency alert and a text message is the special loud tone and the vibration that are both repeated twice according to FEMA. There was also a distance wireless emergency alert message dialogue box that appear on phones and screens.
This week on Admin's Corner, we interviewed Mr. Mitchell.
just want to talk about the many opportunities that are afforded to the students at Cleveland Central High School. Recently we've been looking at the students' grades and having some parent meetings and whatnot, and it seems that not all students are taking advantage of the opportunities that we have here at the high school. You only have 4 classes. We're on the full block schedule, 4 classes that you're responsible for. No longer do we have 8 or 7 periods, but only 4, and you're in there 100 minutes a day. Now, oftentimes you're given opportunities to complete any work that might be assigned for homework within that 100 minutes. Utilize that time wisely. You shouldn't be having to go home and have hours of homework. It should be mainly review, because a lot of the time you have the opportunity to complete that work already. In class, almost every class has a Chromebook available to the students to use. We've got online products such as USA Test Prep, Reading Plus, 10 Marks, Algebra Nation. Those are all opportunities for you to get better. Within USA Test Prep, we even have ACT Prep on there. So that accounts for all students here at the high school, and utilize that. Take advantage of it. We also offer after-school tutorial. Right now we have between 8 to 10 teachers that stay after school almost every day, Monday through Thursday, from 3:30 to 4:30 to 5 almost on some days. So utilize that, and it doesn't have to be just your teacher. If you're struggling in a certain subject, we have a teacher working with students for that subject. Please take advantage of the opportunities that we provide here at the high school.